Well, then you should definitely have it
Listening to
here.
your own
Guys,
conversation, the
thank
only
you.
thing you need in
Bye,
any
Amanda.
language is 2 beers, please, and can I have the bill?
Yeah.
Whether it's French, German, Spanish, that's all you need.
Where are you in England, Alan?
Okay, it's about 35 miles east of London,
Okay.
just north of the River Thames. I've got a map where I could dig a document out which I did some screen dumps and show you, but I'm not allowed to share the screen, so I can't. Only your host can share the screen at the moment.
Oh,
But yeah, so 35 miles
change
east of
that.
London.
Let me change that for you, since our speaker isn't here.
We have a speaker.
And we'd love to see where you're from. Yeah.
It was Linda who gave me the link for the Zoom meeting.
Hey, Brian, I thought it was happy hour. We have an actual speaker tonight?
Well, there's not one. It is happy hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
Happy hour. So
Yeah.
You're
I was
welcome
told
to
it was
drink,
happy
Alan.
hour.
happy
You're
hour.
welcome to drink, okay? Cheers
Yeah.
to you, pal.
Alan, you can share your screen now. You should be able to share your screen without a
Hold
problem.
on, I've got to make sure I've got the document open.
I think
Right.
more importantly, you have to make sure you close things that you don't want us to see.
That's
Yeah, well, the
right.
thing is, the share screen bit I've never done before. Can you see that?
No, it's a little green arrow at the bottom of your screen where all the faces are. There's a little green arrow that says share screen.
Yeah, so I've got to click on the share screen.
Yep, and then click on,
Oh,
You have
what I want to
click
share.
the
Here we
second
go.
time on the thing you want to share.
Right,
There you go.
Oh,
right.
ta-da!
Oh, that's great. This is right in the middle, this bar. How do I get rid of this damn thing?
It's okay,
Screen
we can see it.
sharing. Oh, here we go. Right. Here is London, right? And here is Rayleigh, it's just above Southend-on-Sea. This is the right-hand side of England. So this is France down here. That's Calais, that's Normandy, where the beaches were when they did for D-Day. But you can just see, so about 35 miles east of London. And the other thing I was going to say was, if I close this one down, oh, it's not letting me do it. Hold on, stop the share. Right, if I go to another one, if I click on this one, I'm trying to find another picture for you. Hold on. I try and hold on. Here we go. This is the current motorbike.
Nice.
yum.
Oh, nice.
Yes. It's a
Yeah, the
big-
thing is, its predecessor
It's a bundle,
was
right?
this one, a trophy,
Okay.
and I kept dropping it, only when it was stationary, because it was so damn big, it was getting too heavy. And the predecessor to that, you can see on my Triumph Man, was a Thunderbird, and that was a lovely bike, but it shook so much, I just couldn't get on with it. And I kept grounding it, I kept digging things in because it was so low. Anyway, I'm going to stop sharing now.
Oh, that's great. Really appreciate
So
it.
that's a very,
The
very
Thunderbird,
brief
that
history.
Thunderbird's not available here in the United States market.
It's not.
No, we get it's another big cruiser car. I think they call it the American, right?
The America.
Yeah, that's based on the
America,
model.
yeah.
Because you can get the Rocket 3, but the trouble now is all the blasted Triumphs are made in Taiwan. They're made in Thailand. And there's very few Triumph bikes made in England anymore. Really upsetting.
You could get yourself a Royal Enfield. I think they still are, aren't they, Alan?
No, they're made in India.
The
Ah.
yeah.
They moved them over there too? Never mind. Well, I guess you can't get a
Norton's
Jaguar
gone
either.
bust.
Ellen, you can see my Triumph in the background there. Old O2 Sprint ST 955.
Sorry?
Oh, you can see in the background there on mine, the Sprint ST, the green one.
Yes. Lovely bike.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Gets me in trouble.
Yeah, that's the trouble. This right hand. When you do that, you seem to get little flashing lights and policemen and things.
Is it
Funny.
really the motorcycle that gets you in trouble, though? Is it really the motorcycle that gets you in trouble?
It is. You can't be held responsible.
It's the fact is that this bit that you see is quite old, but the bit in here is still about 17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's wrong with that? That's normal.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. Did I say there was anything wrong with it?
Yep. As a teenage
the
boy,
bike just-
I was I had an underdeveloped frontal lobe, and now as an old man, I still have an underdeveloped frontal lobe.
I can't even
No,
blame it on
I-
being a boy.
I was very late into biking by modern day standards. I didn't start biking until I was about 26.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
and I'm later. I started with 32. So
Ah, but you don't
It
look it.
keeps us young though. As young as you can swing a leg over your saddle, you're not too stiff then. That's
yes,
my
definitely.
That's right.
Oh,
definitely.
some of our
You made-
guys, they
you
actually
made-
kneel on the bike. They climb on the bike to get the leg over.
We made a little race at the weekend at Saturday when we came home. I think we had only few intersections in front of us before we came home, and then we was on a so good mood that we were standing at the intersection, and we said, oh, maybe we make a really like a race,
Yep.
It was so fun, and everybody behind us would think they are stupid, completely. And so very fast we had 73, 75, and there's allowed 45, so it was a little bit, but it was
You hear the sad bit? My bike
Where-
was delivered to me on the 1st of September last year. And until 2 weeks ago, it only had 49 miles on the clock.
Oh,
Oh,
So it came on the 1st of September. I went out. On the 2nd of September, I went on holiday, came home, crap weather, if you'll pardon my turn of phrase. And now we're not allowed out, or we're not supposedly not allowed out. But I put some miles on it the other day. But I mean, we're going for a group of us are going for a ride on Friday. Triumph had their own owners club, and we're a member of the South Essex branch. But this coronavirus malarkey, that's put the kibosh on all sorts of things. We've had to cancel our trip to Normandy. All sorts of things have gone by the board. Are you guys suffering because of the coronavirus?
yeah. But did you ever put the train to Calais
Yeah.
with the bikes? Because the French is the best area for the motorcycles everywhere.
Oh yeah. The trouble is we're not allowed it. Well, we might be allowed into France, but at the moment when we come back, we've got to self-isolate for 14 days. But the thing is, we were going to go to Normandy for a week, but we can't. We cancelled that because all the hotels were shut down because no one was doing any business. They said, oh, they might be open, but there's going to be no infrastructure. There's going to be nothing to do in the evenings. The
Yeah.
hotels haven't got the staff. So, we cancelled our trip to Normandy, and we're doing that next year. We've had a summer do arrange, which we've nicked the idea from the Germans. It's called a Sommertreffen, which is a summer party. And we've had to cancel that for this year. I mean, everyone's losing all sorts of events. And of course, everyone's losing a lot of money as well.
There was
so
a
Jerry
bad
Jerry is the
24 hours. I had to cancel our Rotary mission trip to Guatemala just in the last 24 hours.
and I organized the motorcycle ride end of March to Texas, and we couldn't make that because of the pandemic. But the hardest thing now, what they try to do in Germany right now, they try to stop motorcycling in different areas over the weekends. Because, of course, when you go in areas and it's not the biggest street, it's more like in England. In England, they are also close together, right? And when you go through, when you go through these little towns and you cannot have not that sound like we allow in America, so in German they have to be more quiet. And when they are going through the towns over and over, and now they try to use the pandemic as an excuse to stop motorcycles over the weekend in certain areas.
I don't understand the fascination with very loud pipes. You've got to get the noise right. But if they're loud, it's murder when you're riding. You don't want all that noise. You want to enjoy it. You want to lay back and enjoy the scenery, enjoy the actual riding experience. But if your pipes are too loud, it's antisocial. People don't like it. They look down on you. They think of you as horrible bikers. Well, over here they do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but if you get it,
are you all in different states, or are you all close together? I'm looking at some of your titles, and I can see that some of
if
them
you
are
get
all over the place.
if you get in a big long tunnel by yourself and open up those loud pipes, oh, what a joyous sound it is.
Yeah,
It's
that's
not-
fine in a tunnel, but you don't want it I don't want it all the time when I'm riding, all that noise.
Yeah. Alan, our club is spread out from Central America to Canada, both east and west, and all over the United States, and even a few drop-ins from other spots around the world. So we're all over the place.
Because what I'll do is, I couldn't get one in time, is I'll get a picture of our banner, so we can exchange banners electronically, and I'll send it to Linda. So you'll have a banner from the Rotary Club of Rayleigh Mill. I'll make sure you get one.
We'll love that. We'll love that. Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
You know, actually, he just brings up a good point. We should design a banner for us and
Yeah.
actually have an electronic library.
We need
I
one.
was
Yeah.
saying, I thought you would have had a banner for your group.
Actually,
Well,
we-
I'll initiate it. I'll get an
make a
electronic
banner
copy of
about-
one of our banners and I'll send it to you.
All right, it's on the next agenda.
Yeah, our next president's going to solve those things.
That's
Sure
right.
Have
she
any of
is.
you ever come to England?
No,
Yeah.
I was.
Oh, whoa. Wait, did I just hear an invite to come ride a motorcycle?
That's what I heard. I heard that.
I just asked if any of you ever come to England. If you come to England, we can always meet up. We can try and get you put up somewhere. I mean, the thing is, everyone says that Essex, this part of England, is quite flat. It's not that flat, but there are some superb motorcycling roads around, especially if you go further up north in Yorkshire, other parts of England. I mean, this is a terrible story from my point of view. When I was at work, I suggested to the club, why don't we ride Route 66?
Yes.
And the idea sort of festered for a while. And then all of a sudden it came to fruition. One of the guys, he organised it. We shipped the bikes out into Chicago, and then they rode all the way to Route 66, and I was going to do this. And then what happened, I took early retirement, and then I got a job lecturing at university. I'm an ex-Ford engine design developer. And the dates clashed. And the day after they shipped the bikes, they moved the dates so I could have done it. So they all went and did Route 66 from one end to the other without me, and it was my idea.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
You've all gone quiet now.
That sounds like a makeup assignment, Alex. You got to get back on that.
Well, the thing is, they all want, I mean, anyone can, within reason, can ride Route 66, but they all did it on their own bikes. They stuffed them into a container, and then when they got to the other end, they put them in a container and shipped them back. So, you didn't have your bike for 6 weeks because, of course, when it comes from the West Coast, it's got to come all the way back through the canal.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Alan.
Yeah?
I just chat in the chat window. I just sent you my email address. Let's keep in touch.
No problem at all.
Do you have International Fellowship of Motorcycling Rotarians there in England?
No, not that I know of. There's a thing called the British Motorcycle Federation. In the chat window, on
the bottom when you
I'll put my email address in.
Awesome, thank you.
The other thing, what I would say, we just made, in Atlanta on the convention, we was running in some people from a German district, from a district in Germany. And this is 3 years now, right? 3 years ago in Atlanta. And we was working on that for a while, and we just made, with the district of my husband, we made a friendship exchange with them. So direct. So maybe something would happen with you, Alan, as well, if possible.
Yeah.
Hey, Alan, are you on Facebook?
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah.
Is it
Okay.
Alex?
Oh, it's
Is it
someone
Alex?
just put me in for this photo challenge for 10 days. You nominate, you've got to put a separate photograph up with no explanation, nothing else for 10 days. And
Is
one
it
of my
Alex?
friends from school, believe it or not, lumbered me with this one. So I put some photos up, including one of the bike.
Is
But
it Alex
yes, I mean,
Derby?
over this end, the Triumph Group, the Triumph Owners Motorcycle Club, and we're a member of the South Essex branch, they're also affiliated to the British Motorcycle Federation, who keep fighting to make sure that they don't do anything too draconian with the laws. But I mean, when you were saying about going to France, I don't know if you realise that until recently in France, you had to have a breathalyzer with you. You had to have a fluorescent jacket with you, all sorts of stupid things. But I mean, we've ridden in Germany. Riding in Germany is great fun. I mean, I do like riding in Germany. And the thing is, over there in France and Germany, they start riding bikes a lot sooner, and they're much better motorists to motorcycles than they are in this country. Because here, the motorists don't care about motorcyclists. If I was the law, I'd say you can't get a driving license till you've ridden a motorbike for 6 months. Because when I first started riding a motorcycle, I realized what a crap motorist I was when it came to dealing with motorcycles, and that completely changed the way I drove.
Get some great roads over there. The pavement quality is so much nicer in Germany, even through little farming villages, than you get over the border in the Czech Republic, or even in Austria or something like that. It's like, oh yeah, I'm not in Germany anymore. The roads aren't.
I'm trying to get a trip to the Stelvio Pass on the Italy-Austria border, because I led a trip to the south of France to the Meir Viaduct, and that was on the Thunderbird. We went down, and we took a week to do that. God, they haven't had any rain in France for 6 weeks. It all came down on one day, and we were in the middle of it. Everyone had a sense of humour failure, and I was the leader. I wasn't very popular for a day. So what bikes have you all got? I can see what some of you have got.
Yeah, it's my fleet in the background there. It's an 81 R65, a Honda ST 1300, and then the Triumph.
Yeah. You're just ahead to me. Well, because of the way you've got your background, all I can see is just your head. It's very eerie.
The gray shirt must be fooling it. Close to the color of the walls.
Come on, guys. What other bikes have we got between us?
Well, I've got another Triumph Bonneville. I'll try to call it up and share it, but I don't know if I've ever done this. So host is disabled screen sharing.
I have
Oh,
a
no, here,
1979 Bonneville
I have to
in
allow
bits doing
it.
garage floor
Let me do
durability
that.
testing, and the garage floor is doing very well.
Mine's
Let
a
me just-
2020
Give me a second,
Indian
Tom, and then
Roadmaster.
You can enable that for everybody there, Brian.
I can, but we decided to shut it down because of the Zoom bombing and the trade-offs for no password. The trade-offs were to shut off so I just have to sit here and enable it for people that want to share their screen.
Alan, John Cram just piped in. He bought a brand new bike last weekend. It's a 2020 Indian. Is it a Roadmaster? What'd you say it was, John?
It's a Roadmaster.
Is that in the picture? Is that the new one?
That's my new one.
How many miles does that have on it now? Like 57?
No, I'm up to 850 now.
No, you're not.
Okay.
I need to quit my job.
Well, you need
Strong
to have
word.
a motorcycle.
I need to have a motorcycle. Thank you, John, for calling
Glad
me
to
out,
help.
Alan. Pretend like you didn't hear that. John keeps sending me everybody's used bikes that are up for sale. He's like, did you get a bike yet? No, John, I didn't get a bike yet. I appreciate you sending them to me, though. Don't stop.
Well, you keep insisting on taking care of your kids. How old are they
Yeah, I
now?
know, kids with their stupid college tuition. Technically the one I have to pay for is an adult. I don't even have to pay for him anymore. He's just the most expensive one at the moment.
Well, they got our OTC scholarships.
He's not eligible. Alan,
You've
the-
got to be nice to your children because they decide what happens to you in your old
I
age.
know. Thank you very much. And I have quite a long time left with them. Alan, I sent you in a chat window the worst thing that we had to cancel this year. My son was in Taranaki, New Zealand playing rugby at an academy for the year. Had to bring him home early. But John, if I hadn't spent that money to send him to Taranaki for the year, I definitely could have had a nice new bike. But no. So
Life is a matter of choices.
I sent him away to go become a professional rugby player. That didn't even pan out. So there's no return on my investment here. Maybe he'll go away to Louisville and he'll get seen by somebody.
Spoken like a true parent.
Yeah. He wants to be a teacher. He's going to be my bleeding heart. I don't expect him to make lots of money.
Yeah, for mine, we've got the 529 and then my military benefits that give them free school in California. It's like, okay, go
That's
to
nice.
school or university, you know?
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that we don't have that in Virginia. We the reason he's going to school in Louisville is because there's Kentucky has a program where if you're from the Washington D.C. metro area, they'll basically give you in-state tuition to go to Louisville. So
I think I think Pennsylvania National Guard pays for state schools too.
Yeah. And my military benefits, Scott, I screwed up. I started taking classes right when I got out and kicked off my GI Bill, not realizing that there was a timer on it. And I let it run out, didn't realize it, and I didn't even get a chance to transfer it to the kids. If I had had $1 left, I could have transferred 50 cents to each of them and they would have had some benefit, but I messed up.
Yeah, mine is because of the hearing loss. Army has leopard toys.
I just didn't even let him poke and prod me. I was like, please just let me get out. Just let me walk away. But you could get disability. I'm like, I don't ever want to see you again.
Considering where you all are, do you ever get to meet up in real life apart from, as opposed to Zoom?
So there's a few of them who are in a fairly local area. I know that Jerry put together a couple of rides that people have been on. I've known Jerry for 146 years.
Almost
Or
like me and
22,
Mary.
23, something like that. Let's see.
Why they both look so young.
Yes, that's it, because we're 146 years old.
Because you've known each other that long. It's keeping.
We have, yeah. Who else has met in person? I know, Jerry, you've met a lot of people, right?
Yeah, John and I met John, where is that, West Virginia?
There was at least one, and I think at least two in West Virginia. You went on the ride that started, I think, in Front Royal or someplace, and then
Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah.
we went
I met
south.
up with
And
you guys the second day.
were you on the Windy Nine ride in
No.
Ohio?
No.
I know a couple of us were at the Windy Nine in Ohio. You had one in Iowa, didn't you, Jerry?
I've led rides in Ohio, North Carolina, Georgia, South Carolina, Michigan, Canada, even up into Alaska. So I've ridden with most of the club one time or another. And I hope to ride with everybody. That was the plan this year before this virus shut us down. So we'll get there. In fact, it wouldn't be hard for me at all to hop to England just to take you up on that ride, Alan.
You're welcome.
I've done it backwards. I got to ride with Bob Muchler and his no polio ride up near Sacramento.
I've ridden with Bob, and he came out to, I think, North Carolina is where I met up with him.
Yes, why not?
And then
When
testing house ride over in Europe with Rotary, because I happened to be there in business.
Last year, didn't you, Scott?
That was great. Yeah, it rained on us the whole day. The weather was kind of cold and miserable, but the company was wonderful.
Yeah, before they canceled the international convention, I was looking forward to meeting up with David at the international convention.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. We all wanted
You were
that.
supposed to go to that too, weren't you?
I don't think any of us were riding to Hawaii, though.
No.
I was going to ride in Hawaii. I was going to rent a vehicle on Maui. Actually,
Oh, when you come to Houston the next time.
I think we should all ride to Houston. I'll make that my goal. I'll get a bike before Houston, and I'll ride.
Please. So you are very welcome to stay with us. No problem.
Can we get that in writing?
No. Uh-oh.
I thought so.
But
Hey,
guys,
Alan, I think Jerry wants to go to the Isle of Man. To the
Really?
Isle of Man PT. I think that's what Jerry needs.
Isle of Man?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Considering where I live, and in fact I've never been to the Isle of Man, my friends look down on me.
Oh no, you're a smart man for not going there. You can be killed easily just being a spectator.
What's interesting that the trip from the mainland to the Isle of Man, in terms of pounds per mile, it's one of the most expensive stretches of water in the world.
Is it really?
Yes, it's horrendous. I mean, what they do, they thought, oh, what we'll do, we'll put all the bikes in the back of a transit van. They open up the transit van and they charge them for every bike. I mean, they really are. It is a very expensive stretch of water. I mean, I've driven in the US. I've never ridden a bike in the US because every time I go to the US, I do one UK left-hand turn, which scares the Jesus out